Is this thing on?
Well, how's it going? We're back for season 2. Well, how's it going? Well, how's it going? I am. That was a terrible start. I apologise.
How's it going? Welcome back.
Well, how's it going?
Thanks.
That was terrible. That was so bad. Well, how's it going? Well, how's it going?
Well, how's it going? I'm not Ben. I'm Christian. I'm doing the intro.
Well, how's it going? Well, how's it going?
How's it going? We're back. Season 2.
That was good too. That was actually good. Well, how's it going? I'm Ben Spatiri. I'm here with Madison Phibbs and Christian Karamatich.
Hello, Ben
And
Spatiri.
we're here for another episode of
Reddit Reacts.
Reddit.
Reddit.
Oh God.
Well, I'm about to read it.
We
So-
love Reddit. And Maddie's doing it this time.
I think it's our first time it not being you.
No, Dom did it once.
Dom's done it once. Ben
Yeah.
needs to have a turn. So I thought that I would go and have a look at Reddit and see what I found interesting. I don't know. I feel like mine weren't as good as what you have come up with in the past, but
I know my way around Reddit. I think that's.
okay, he knows his way around. That's good. That's good to hear.
He digs deep.
Some of mine are more so not so much for reactions, but just to see what you would maybe do in the
Yeah.
situation, just to get your
It's all right.
Point of
change,
views?
change the whole segment.
That's it. I just thought I'd switch it up a bit. So my first one is seller/agent conditions and red flags. I visited a property today that both my partner and I quite liked. At the end, we were talking to the agent, trying to find out what the sellers are looking for condition-wise. They mentioned a quick settlement, no building and pest, and finance ready. They said she could send the building and pest report that they already have done through to me tomorrow. I still feel like it would be the best to get our own done if we put down an offer. The property has also been up since March, which I feel is a long time in the current housing market. Just feels like a little bit of a red flag. The sellers don't want people making their own building and pest condition on their offer.
No building and pest, finance ready, quick
They've
settlement.
already got a building pest,
They're fucking hiding something.
but they've already got their own building
You know what I'm
pest.
saying? Like, not, as in not getting, no building pest is no getting your own. Quick settlement, finance ready. As in, basically, the longer you have to think about it, the more likely you're going to change your mind. Hurry up.
It does scream red
Look, it
flags,
does
but
scream red flags.
a lot of
But think about it being on the agent end.
On the
How
agent
often
end.
do we get
If-
our own building and pest report before the property goes
if
on the
you
market?
don't provide a pest and building, it's sus as well because
Yeah.
people are like, well,
Why
why
do you
would
not
you
have
do it?
one?
Why should I have to pay
It also
500-600 bucks to
expedites
do
a
it?
sale.
Exactly right.
There's also sometimes like people are, selling for different reasons. They want a quick settlement because they've already bought something and they
Yeah.
don't want to have to bridge. Like there's a lot of reasons why for quick settlement. There's no reason as to half the time it takes 2 weeks to get a building and pest report these
True.
days.
Hmm.
So it's like, no, we're not waiting around for it to fall through anyway. Go back on the market. I don't know. There's a few things there that I can understand as an agent's point of view, but from a buyer, I'm like
If you've
screaming.
been on the market for 2 months at that point, though,
Yeah.
I would start asking questions purely on that basis.
Just get
like,
it
"Oh,
sold. Don't need it quickly.
yeah, what are we
Yeah.
doing?"
Yeah. Sorry, I
Yeah.
kind of gave my own
Yeah,
reaction
it's
there.
good too.
Is that what you guys would be thinking?
I agree with you.
I'd be asking questions of that. I'd be like,
Okay.
"Oh,
Okay, we bought our.
it was not a smooth
I don't know
transition."
what. Okay, I could be stupid. You might have the answer
Don't
for
say
me.
it. I know what you're going to ask. Don't say it. You're asking that.
What is it?
Principal place of residence.
President. We have gone through that many acronyms
We
in the
just
last
spoke about
episode.
it.
I know, but we went through so many acronyms in the last episode. I'm lost. You're like going PPRT, PRRT,
Can I ask? So,
PORP.
I won't ask. Sorry, continue.
Okay. We bought our principal place of residence a month ago. Please make me feel better. We just moved into our 2-bedroom apartment in Sydney that we settled on a month ago. We got what we thought was a good price at the time, but I feel a little silly now with the downturn in the market and the budget being announced. I know this is just first home jitters and that we had a comfortable financial buffer, including a sizable deposit, knowing the interest rate rises were happening, but please make me feel better. We had been going by the whole best time to buy a property is when you can afford it. But I can't help thinking that if we just waited 3 to 6 months more, would we have been better off?
No.
Well, yeah, I don't think so.
My biggest word of advice ever is the best time to buy is when you can afford it. That's
Yeah.
what I tell everyone.
But
That's
it's
good.
true. I say to people regularly, you can't time the market.
Mm.
It's like playing roulette.
You can time
You
it
might
when you're
win.
selling it, but not really when you're buying it.
It's pot luck though. The
Yeah.
reality is you might win. You like when you go to the casino and you play roulette, you might win. You're more likely to lose.
Yeah,
The reality is time in the market is better than time out of the market too, mind you.
that was beautiful.
And
That was
as long
well
as
said.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Put on a
Back
hat.
to the t-shirts.
Oh, no, he wears hats now.
You with your hats
Yes,
now.
he does. Oh, stop it.
No, but real talk. Like, bring it back to the.
She's
bring it
got
back.
her good.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Oh, she's hiding her face too.
Bring
So
it back.
good.
Bring it back.
No, go.
No, I was just going to say, realistically, you can't wait up like that, especially if it's a place you're going to live. Are you
Yeah.
planning on living there for 6 months and then
Yeah.
fucking it off? You're not. You're gonna live
Everyone
there
needs
long
somewhere to
term.
live where you're paying, whether you're
And
paying rent or.
I'll also play devil's advocate. I'll be that cunt. It's
Oh.
I don't think we've done that.
we haven't done
Now,
it.
bleep that out.
We might have to
We'll
bleep,
bleep
that out.
Oh,
I'm getting to be excited. I'll be that guy.
That second scotch has really got him.
third.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, on to the third.
He's on
But
to
anyway,
the third.
It's we're 3 hours in. Like, give me a break. I'm not.
His
anyway,
eyes are barely open.
I hate this. It's an apartment. You also don't buy apartments, generally speaking, for capital growth. You know what I mean? They
No,
don't.
exactly
They
right.
don't move
You've
as
learned
much in
that
terms of-
lesson.
Yeah. Well, I still am learning it actively.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, no, I completely.
Okay.
They don't move. So to this particular Redditor, if somehow you are listening to this, don't stress. It's your main place you're gonna live. I assume you've bought it because you want to live there for at least the next few years. Which, if there is a dip in the market this year, you'll ride it out and you'll be fine. Secondly, it's an apartment. You're also not buying it with the. You generally don't buy apartments if you want capital growth. You
Yeah.
buy apartments for strong rental yields, not capital growth.
Yeah.
Thirdly, you've bought it clearly for lifestyle and a place to live. If you don't make that
Enjoy
much money
living
off
there,
it, who
guys.
cares?
In your first little
doesn't
home
matter.
together.
As long
just-
as you can afford living there and you're
Yeah.
paying off your own mortgage and not someone else's, who cares?
that was general consensus of the comments. Just
Yeah.
enjoy living there and
yeah. Stop stressing.
stop stressing.
It'll be fine.
This one for me is like, you'll get it once I say it. Why do people bring their dogs to open homes? Do you know how many times I've stood out the front of an open home minding someone's dog rather than being able to like show them the home? I have to do
Or-
it so
Or how often you get attacked by dogs.
Oh, yeah, true. God, dogs are just not my thing. First home buyer looking at properties today and noticed every property someone is bringing their ugly ass dog.
Oh, she's
Why?
ripping.
What if it pisses or shits in the house? You might not even be buying. What if others have allergies? Does nobody find this fucking weird or annoying? Leave them at home. What the fuck is the point in bringing them? It's usually people who are time wasters bringing their dogs.
That's such a
They've
good-
gone for a morning
that's-
coffee and they're going, oh,
That is
That's
such a good
awesome.
Reddit
Okay,
post.
I'll
I'm
look.
so here for that. Like,
Yeah.
but honestly, I fuck with that energy
yeah.
because, like,
Well, I get pissed off. People like either bringing them, carrying them through the house, or
no, but like you're walking through someone else's house. Leave your fucking dog at home.
I don't know. What if the tenants or
pure-
something have allergies?
Well, purely
or-
purely from a point of view of I love dogs. I
Yeah, I love
absolutely
dogs.
fucking adore dogs. But I'm also conscious of the fact that some people don't.
Yeah.
My grandmother, bless her soul, she was terrified of dogs.
Yeah.
Like to the point that if you brought a little tiny poodle near her, she'd scream.
Or some people are clean freaks.
100%. Not everybody likes dogs.
Yeah.
So you're going into somebody else's house, have some basic
Yeah.
human decency and respect, and leave the fucking dog at
At
home.
home. I reckon
I-
it's time wasters. It's people who've gone for coffee, seen an open home around the corner and they have their dog on them and they come through.
I agree with that, Redditor. Time and a
Yeah.
place.
Time and place.
Time and a place, man.
This one I really
Hang
get
on, we didn't get
behind.
Ben's comments.
Oh,
What do you
sorry.
think, Ben?
Go.
I've done that.
I know.
I've taken the dog to an auction as well. Just like
Auctions, you
sitting
feel
there.
like it's fine. You're not going through the house. You're standing in the backyard.
auction's different. You're
I
in
wouldn't take
someone's
the dog
office, fuck
through
the
the
auction.
house. Like I've just gone and had gone and have a look. Yes, you're right. I was a time waster. So I've hit the category.
You're a
right
time
on the head.
waster.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
Different story.
I
if-
get it.
yeah.
I
If
do
you and
get the-
Tegan were genuinely going to a home
you're
that
not
you
showing
guys
up
had
with the
interest
dog.
in,
I
you're not
wouldn't even
taking
take
Ollie.
the kid
Yeah, fair.
because you're just like you want to seriously look at the
Look,
property.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless the kid was old.
I
then they
would,
have a say.
in my honest opinion, though, kids at open houses do my heads in more.
They
Like if
touch
you've got
the
a 4 or
walls.
5-year-old coming in and slamming every door and opening every cupboard,
I always go, watch your fingers.
Yeah, but same
Watch your
thing. Same
fingers.
premise. It's somebody's fucking home.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
lives here.
Sure.
I've had
You know what I
kids
mean?
jumping
It's-
on my mum and dad's bed during an open home where the mum just went, oh,
I would have.
and I was like,
oh,
oh my God. Yeah.
that's where I would have.
Kids' fingers all over the glass, all over the walls.
That would have made me violent.
Yeah. Yeah. Throwing hands. All right. Serious. What's the hate for real estate agents?
Good start.
I'm a real estate agent.
Oh, of course, it's a real estate agent that asked it.
I do
Ooh.
everything that I can to ensure that I act with morals, ethics, and fairness at all times. I can't control what someone is willing to pay for a property. I can't control the market. I can't control that there were 5 people willing to pay 100K more than what I'd appraised the property for. Yes, there are so many scumbags, but quickly phase out of the industry. I've been in real estate since I was 21 because I love property and I love people finding a home. So why do people have so much hatred towards agents? We're doing a job that majority of us love.
Oh, look, a lot of the
Yeah,
it's fair.
like I said.
It's like any profession,
There's good and bad.
anything. There's a small minority that ruin it for the majority, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, when it's a career that is extremely lucrative, it is quite.
I find it funny because she actually hit the nail on the head within her post and then asked why. She said it herself. There are a lot of scumbag agents out there.
Yeah.
That's why people hate agents in
Yeah,
general.
'cause they're
Because
scumbags.
there are a lot of scumbags, man.
Yeah.
It's like Ben said, it's with any profession. There's always good ones, there's always bad ones. I think the problem with your guys' industry is there tends to be a much higher concentration of said scumbags than in other fields.
Do you know what?
And it's because we've spoken about this before, there's no barrier to entry.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
I think also the scumbags are the ones that are out there making like the videos, the dicky videos, because they've got,
Yeah.
they've got their narcs. Is that the right word? They're narcs.
They're dobbers.
Yeah, like they're out there just filming themselves, and that's why everyone's like, ugh. They're not like the people who have morals that are just staying in their lane, selling what they sell,
Yeah.
and doing the right thing. They're not the ones out there in the media and being dickheads. So I guess you're seeing so many more assholes than you are.
Yeah. And like I said, it's just one of those things at the end of the day. It's a profession that's always had a bad rap. It's always going to have a bad rap.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
you can't stomach it, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah.
And I'll play
That's
devil's
it.
advocate again. I
This
You-
is sorry.
was going to say, you guys suck it up pretty well. It doesn't seem to phase you guys too much.
No, we're fine. Calm versus aggressive agents. I'm considering selling a property and have started to have appraisals done by agents. I've met with 2 so far. Both know the area and come from agency with solid reviews and performance. One is genuine, calm, and confident. I feel at ease talking with him. His price estimate for my place was a little lower of the 2. The other was all about the sale, talked big numbers, talked a lot in general, living the REA stereotype. I felt on alert around her. I tend to value honesty and a stress-free experience, which the first offers, but the second one at least makes me think they'd achieve a better price based on aggressive tactics. I don't know what to believe, so I was hoping for more experienced players could offer me some advice.
I
thought
reckon.
this was an
I
interesting.
feel it is a very interesting one because
It's interesting.
I feel like we're both on the same end of that
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. More calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're calm.
We're not.
And we're going
We're not
against-
ringing that person, and we're probably more conservative with an estimate. And you're not ringing that person.
We lose
1,000
more
times
business
after.
probably on being truthful to people.
Yeah. Unfortunately, generally in the industry, it's the biggest liar does get the job.
Yeah. Sometimes we get it second time round.
Sometimes,
Sometimes.
not enough.
Sometimes not
unfortunately.
enough. No, but sometimes. Christian?
This is where it's really hard because, I mean, I've got a very skewed opinion because I work in the industry. I know the industry, right? So for me, I could have 7 agents that could quote me whatever the hell they wanted. I understand and know I can do my own appraisal.
Yeah.
Realistically, I know what my property is worth. I know that, and I appreciate the fact that most people don't have that level of knowledge of the industry, which is what makes the decision hard. But to those people, all I will say to you is at the end of the day, it's not an agent who decides what you get for your property, it's the market.
Yeah.
And whether the agent lists it for 20 or 30 grand more or less, it doesn't matter. The property still has that inherent value and there will be a buyer.
That's it.
As long as the marketing is decent on the property, what the price they listed at, what they tell you beforehand they think they can get is irrelevant.
Yeah.
So trust your gut. If you feel like one agent is better and more truthful, more honest, I promise you they'll probably get a better outcome in the long run than the dicky agent anyway.
The property's only worth what the market's prepared to pay for it.
Correct.
Are my parents getting scammed by their broker?
Oh my God. Okay, that caught me off guard. All right.
Recently, my parents have decided to stop renting and buy a place in New South Wales. They've had their eyes on a very expensive suburb, and apparently they've gotten pre-approved by their broker for an eye-watering amount of money.
I wish they'd no name drop the suburbs.
I
eh?
know. I've checked against borrowing capacity calculators, and I'm almost 100% sure they've been pre-approved for an amount 2 times what they could actually afford. Yes, they know they will be financially strained. No, they literally will not listen to me or my siblings. I've been trying to dissuade them because New South Wales does not have a subject to finance clause, which is bull crap.
That is a
Yeah, she doesn't know that.
flagrantly wrong.
Yeah. And there's always an off chance that their unconditional offer, if they get it, will get audited before settlement and they'll lose their entire deposit. Am I worrying unnecessarily? Apparently, their broker did some magic with an accountant, and if their deal falls through, I can't imagine they can go direct to a bank as a fallback and get the same amount. From what I can tell, it's a bank affiliated broker. Is there a way to double check this sort of thing? The more I try and persuade them, the more they seem to want to gamble on it and keep reassuring me that the banks definitely won't check again. I absolutely think they will because their pay slips absolutely do not line up with the amounts that they've been approved for.
The smoke and mirrors thing is bullshit. There shouldn't be any smoke and mirrors. At the end of the day, your parents have signed forms, and the forms they sign legally that we have to give to people will confirm the income amounts that the broker has declared. If the broker has done what I will refer to purely for the sake of, I don't know, simplicity as creative broking, let's just say, and he's done dodgies. Let's say he has done dodgies. Fuck it. Let's go all out. It'll be clearly visible. You can't hide it. So as their kid, if you really wanted to, you could say to them, show me the paperwork. It'll show their income amounts on there. Now, in terms of the whole creative broking, creative accounting, there are ways and means. I'm not going to hide that fact. There are always ways and means. So number one, you as their kid know what they can afford in terms of owner, occupier, and living there. Their broker might have gone in and submitted it as an investment loan. They might say they're living somewhere with family for rent free, and this place is going to be rental. Obviously, naturally, they're able to borrow a lot more. They might have also gone down the road. I don't know the situation. There are things that exist called low doc loans. What a low doc loan does, for those that don't know, industry secret, here we go, shine the light on it. If you are self-employed, this only works if you're self-employed, just for the record. If you have an ABN, basically, whether you're a sole trader or a company, whatever it is, you basically, instead of showing the banks or the lenders your tax returns, your accountant signs a declaration confirming how much money you make. So it becomes a game of chicken between the bank and the accountant, and whoever blinks first loses. So as long as your accountant doesn't blink, you can theoretically borrow as much as they're prepared to sign on the form.
Don't blink.
So in terms of what the broker has done in this situation, it could be any number of things. There are a lot of ways that unethical brokers can inflate your pre-approval. Now, again, the thing with our industry is it is a lot more transparent than people fucking realize because there's hard evidence and paperwork of these things. If they've submitted and got a pre-approval, there will be a pre-approval advice. It's in writing. It's confirmed by the bank. The bank has reviewed it. Now, traditional practice is if you have a pre-approval, when you go back for formal approval, they will not re-verify your income, period, unless they think there is something fraudulent going on. But if they thought something fraudulent was going on, they probably wouldn't have pre-approved it in the first place.
So they're pretty much...
I think
they're fine.
Well, they're fine from a point of view of getting it approved, yes. I'd be more concerned with the affordability factor. So as a broker, again, brokers, I can always go in and do dodgies for people if I want for the sake of winning business. I generally don't. I base it on what I think my customers and what they tell me they can afford. It's all well and good for me to do a dodgy to win the business, but then the customers fail to make payments after 6 months. Then what? We're all screwed. Them and me.
Then we get to sell
There's no
it.
point.
Yeah, can you write more of those loans, please?
I'm onto something.
I'm going to refer him to my other real estate mate if that's okay with you. Anywho, the point is, brokers like that, if your parents can't afford that loan, but the broker's doing it anyway, that's a whole separate problem. I don't think it's an issue of the pre-approval being dodgy. That's not possible. The banks are not going to risk dodging numbers up on the basis of doing a favor for a broker. It doesn't work like that. The reality is, if this is actual, like a actual broker, if they work direct for the bank, that's different. Because in the post, it mentions something about being a direct for the bank. It might have been like a mobile lender, which is different. They work for one bank. That's different. I don't know what goes on internally. I don't want to know what goes on internally. From a broker point of view, though, you can't dodgy these things at the end of the day. The bank's not going to risk it. Why would a lender risk their lending license to do a broker a fucking favor? They wouldn't. No. And so again, if this random Redditor ever does end up looking at our podcast, ask for the paperwork. There is a paper trail of everything the broker has done. They have to legally keep a paper trail. Simple. Yeah. And you can see exactly what they've put. And if you actually cite a pre-approval advice, an actual AIP, it will confirm the amount on there and it will confirm that it is actually pre-approved. And if it is, the chances of it getting re-looked at again after the fact, extremely low. Yeah. Extremely.
Last one.
That was quick.
We've rocketed through this.
Yeah.
We're sure you don't have another page there?
It's the bottom of this one.
We're only 20 minutes.
Sharing a funny real estate agent situation. Hi, everybody. First time posting here. Would like to share a funny real estate situation we have recently discovered and would like to see if anyone has had a similar experience. A serious experience.
Yes, we have.
We sold a property a few years ago through a real estate agent. We paid for professional staging and photography, together costing about $3,000. The property was sold
That's cheap.
promptly. We just found out the same property is on the market again through the same real estate agent. The funny thing is, they're using all the professional photos that I paid for. They didn't ask to use for permission, obviously. Our initial thought is that this is unprofessional at the very least, but also that there is not much you can do about it. To us, this is basically the seller and the agent stealing from what we paid for. My guess would be that the agent potentially used this set of photos as a selling point to get the contract.
I don't know why you would ever recommend using the same photos
Unless
anyway.
they look way better than what these people have
Yeah,
got
unless
in
you-
the
Yeah,
unless
but
you
that
run the
ended well for
property.
you last time, didn't it?
Me. What did I do?
I feel like you did that once with a property in West Wollongong.
Oh,
No, that was the only photos.
Oh.
Oh, hey Dom,
No,
how's
no,
it
no,
going,
no, no.
man? I'm just gonna
No,
let
no,
them.
no,
I'm
no, no,
just
no,
gonna-
no, no, no.
No,
We're gonna
So
let them
this
have that.
family, no, no, no.
You
I
guys-
want to explain.
Sorry.
I'll explain. This family have the house, renovated it, and took photos for rentals with their own furniture in it. They moved to Manly. While they were in Manly, they decided to sell the home. However, tenants were in the property with different furniture.
Right.
So it was the same owner, same house, but it was just when their furniture was in it rather than the
Sorry,
existing
I didn't mean
tenants.
that you'd done the dirty on the owner.
No,
I more
that's
meant
okay.
that you
No, that's
used-
okay.
I more meant that you used
That house is actually on the
photos.
market right now
I
again.
saw her again.
Yeah.
Throw her
Yeah.
under the bus.
Nah.
No, I more meant that, yes, you're showing it. I would never want to do that in the sense that it's showing it in a different light.
And the different
Yeah.
and
owners.
I think you had that issue, didn't you?
Oh,
People would
I
walk in
had
and
that
went,
issue.
oh, this
Yeah.
this doesn't even look like the same property.
Yeah. Oh, I got abused. I
But-
called my dad being like, come and help me. This is fucked. I had people like threatening my life, I think. And it was actually a beautiful home.
The buyers obviously loved it.
Well,
That was my uncle's property as well.
from a legal
Oh.
point of view, I don't know how that works in terms of who owns the rights to those photos.
Jared would have been a very good
Should
insight
we get him
on
on
that.
the do we get him on the blower?
Get him in the hole. What you're about to say?
No, I know his standpoint because I've
Call him.
actually got them to. We sold one in a complex in Wollongong, and there was another agency that used our front shot.
Oh yeah,
for
that's
their-
shit. But when it's the same
Well,
agent.
no, he
See, that's
true.
different. I
That's
think. Well,
he rang them and he told them to take it down because it's his property as a photographer.
there's your answer then. So it's photographer's property.
Hmm.
So
But
realistically,
you pay for them though.
You
Yeah,
do
but
as the owner. Well,
you're-
think
you're
about it.
paying-
You take the listing off someone else. Do you get the photos?
I would say to my owners, if you go with another real estate agent, you've paid for the photography, you can take it
Yep.
with another.
I agree
agent.
with you.
Yeah.
But a lot of agencies get funny about that.
Yeah, I know. True.
well, where I would argue from a legal standpoint, you got to look at whose intellectual property the
The
photography
photographers,
is, right?
Yeah.
It's the photographers. So at the end of the day, I think the only
Really, though?
person.
I really don't agree with that.
Well, it is. At the end of the day, just because you paid for it, it's like when you.
But
It's like
like
when
me
if
paying
you're a-
for a
if you're a
Cadbury
model-
chocolate bar. It's my fucking chocolate bar, not the
No,
petrol station.
it's not because you're not paying for a physical good. You're paying for someone's intellectual property.
If
In the
if
same
you're-
way, if you
you're
go
a
to an
model,
art exhibition, what if you go to an art exhibition and
someone takes a photo of you being a model, the photographer owns the photo, not you, the model.
But I would say the company who organised the photographer to take photos of me owns it.
But who,
But no,
who
but
was
it's-
paid for the service?
Oh, Dom's
Oh,
weighing
Dom's
in.
jumping in.
Dom's weighing in. He's got no
Jump,
microphone
come on,
again.
jump in.
Oh, can we-
Oh,
I want Dom on the camera. We said we were going to get you on the camera. We still haven't.
Yeah.
Dom does work at his work. That
Yep.
works belongs to the business, not to him, is what he said. I'm relaying. They can't hear you. I'm relaying what he's saying.
I swear I've seen like
So wait, are you agreeing that the
but-
photographer owns it? Yeah.
No, but
Oh.
I
But the
would
photographers are still
argue.
like a third party coming in. Is they're not an employee of the
Let's.
business?
Well, do you know what? We're going to tag Jared in this one. I'd love to get him on the phone.
I would, you know what I would argue? I would argue it's the same premise as, for example, if I go to an art exhibition and I buy an original Van Gogh, just because I've bought it, does that mean I can now do whatever the fuck I want
Yes,
and copy
you
it
can-
and claim it as my own?
No, you can graffiti
Can I-
it. You can.
Can I draw the same
lick it,
painting and say it's mine?
eat dinner off it?
I can't. But if it's the same, and if I've clearly used someone else's artwork and claimed it as my own,
I feel like
That's wrong.
this is a very big argument in the sense of
Who
there
would
probably
thought that
isn't
one
a
was the one was
definitive
going to blow
answer.
us up?
There probably
know.
isn't a definitive. It'd come down to the people and the person, but
I think it comes down to each individual situation. I
Yeah.
always say to my vendors, like, if you move on to another agent at the end of the agency agreement, I would never want bad blood. I would say
what if
take
the
your
agency
photos.
didn't end? and it was
Oh, now we're getting
It was
into real
ended-
Get Jared on the
dicey
phone.
it was
territory.
ended on mutual.
I think the biggest thing is
I'll let him have
I
their
think the
photo.
biggest thing is I'm going to weigh in again. Who the fuck? I think it really bubbles down to who actually gives a fuck. In the sense of, if I sold a house 5 years ago and
Yeah.
they're now using the same photos from when I
I'd more
sold it,
say be like,
I'd probably
does it look
laugh.
like that still
It
though?
I
probably
fucking
sounds
laugh.
like someone
I
like
don't- I
that
wouldn't
chick. It sounds
care.
like her going, "Well, I want a bit of money for that." Like we paid
Yeah.
$3,000.
yeah, like, do you
5
really
years
care?
later, it's probably worth fuck all.
Can I also say, if you pay fucking $3,000 for marketing, you're fucking robbing people. That's like so cheap.
5 years ago, it might have been cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, anywho, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a case of like, do you really care that much? That's the other big question. In terms of who owns the rights, interesting discussion. In practice, in reality, it's more like, well, who actually cares?
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
If I-
what, do you want your 200 bucks?
Photographers get very passionate about it.
Yeah.
I've spoken to Jared about that. And he
See,
was
that's
very
different though, because in
passionate.
my opinion,
Oh, so
that's,
he would
in my
agree
opinion,
it's-
that's the
He would
intellectual
agree
property
that
though,
it's
But then why is he letting me use them?
because he's been
Because you
paid. He's been
paid
compensated.
for them. Yeah, well, I think they technically, but then they're the owners to use.
No, so
Anyway.
but the way the transaction works, the owners pay Maddie to source marketing, and Maddie gives the business to Jared. So once Jared does his work, he's effectively contracted by Madison, not by
So
the
I
not,
own the
not,
photos.
not by the seller. Correct, not by the seller.
Okay.
The seller has paid Madison to go source this service, and she has taken that money. She's like the middleman. She's brokered that service to Jared.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if anyone's got ownership, I'd say it is the agent.
Here we go, Dom Scott.
What do we got, Dom? The photographer owns the copyright by default. Under the Copyright Act of 1968. I'm repeating what he says because the viewers, they can't hear him. Paying for the shoot doesn't transfer ownership.
Okay.
So ultimately,
Stipulate otherwise.
See,
unless stipulated in the contract. All right. So ultimately,
see
the
my
photographer
massive
is the one who
sleeves.
has the right to the property.
Sorry.
What do you,
All right.
see this? Okay, all good. I'll tell
Well,
you.
no,
later.
no.
Nah,
what
that
do
was a
we-
good laugh. Well, that was a very good discussion point about photography.
It's pretty fucking full on,
I
actually.
wish that we asked that one with Jared
Yeah,
while he
that'd
was
be
here.
good.
Would have been great. in
I know.
theory,
All right.
but-
Well, this one was a bit more of a quicker one.
Yep.
Still turned out maybe half an hour, didn't it?
I started the timer later.
Okay.
I started.
All right.
started.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this one. This has been a cracker 3 episodes, I
Yeah.
think.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, over and out.
Ciao.
Over and out. Are we?
Ciao.
Thank you. Ciao.
Over and out. Everything presented in this podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only, and all advice is to be considered general in nature. It does not take into account your personal circumstances and financial objectives. Please consider if this advice is right for you and look to consult a financial professional.